Okay. Try and get that audio balanced here. I suspect the audio, the music might still be a little loud. Let me... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. How's that? Can you guys still hear it? Is it dead? Did I kill the music? Oh my god, I am a klutz. You can tell I haven't streamed in a long time. Whew, hand is glowing white. Let's put a glove on that. Let's hide those pale ghost hands. All right. Is this one inside out? Doesn't look like it is. This one's so shiny on the outside. Yeah, that's okay. I'll put it on anyways. Alright. So, there we go. My hands aren't so ghastly white. So, today, can you hear everyone hear me okay? Do I need to adjust my volume? I'm going to presume everything's good and that people will come in slowly as they go. Let's get my watch on so that if I get any important notifications, I see them. I have a guy coming by to buy a couple things I listed on Craigslist. So, alright, let's get this here. Move my hands around like I just gained sentience for the first time. So, which one of these do we want to start with first? I think I might want to start with this one. So this is a miniature from my business, Black Crown Games. I say my business as in I founded it. Not so much that I work there, although I do all of the work there. Alright, I'm starting to feel like I can't hear anything with the music. There we go. That's a little bit better. If anyone finds the music is way too loud, please let me know. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try and make these look like anatomical brains. Use just the clunkiest, dirtiest, broad brush that we got here. And we're just going to base coat it. We're not going to worry too much about shading or lighting quite yet. So, because all we really want is just for this color to be in all the recesses. We just want to get a nice even coat. The construction outside, super loud. I'm going to try closing that window a little bit. It's not a Mellow Mini stream without audible construction outside. I just have this open to let a breeze in. There we go. And because we're just using the one color and we're just basing it all over the whole thing, I don't really need a wet palette for this. Let's use small amounts of paint at a time. Let's rub that on there. And just go over the whole thing. And if the high parts are a little light on the color, that's okay. We don't really need them to be super thorough, but it is good to probably go over the whole coat twice, or whole model with 2 coats. Hey, Earhawks, how's it going, buddy? Get this, I'm painting my own miniatures. It's wild. You told me that I was going to have my own, you know, small, but my own line of minis last year. I would have called you crazy. How you doing this late night? So when I opened up the box that had these in them, I had to use all of my self-control to stop myself from painting it. I couldn't help but base the base, but I put some texture on it. But yeah, look at this. Let's see if I can get adjust the focus here so I can bring this in. I'm so excited. Like, look at the teeth. Like, so the gentleman who printed these is from Vancouver Island, and I love this so much. So we've got 2 poses for the brain golem, and these are very much for D&D. And then I've also got these little guys here. So this is what I call a Skimlexus. Is a doppelganger that has been turned into a mind flayer. This one, the face is a little flat because there's a few tentacles overlapping. Let me get this one. This is the one that is probably the most popular out of the 2 sculpts. You can see that it's a lot of light reflection, so it's a little hard for me to get a good focus. So I have to just keep getting closer. Let's do that. Let's just keep getting closer. There we go. You can really see the sculpt now. He's got his long fingers. This one's going to be a much more intricate paint job, so I didn't really want to do it today. I just wanted to do the ones I could dry brush for the most part. I can see the other part of the face there. A little bit of resin in the way, but yeah. Yeah, right now I just want to paint the big old brain boys. How are you? What's hobby life been like lately? I've been so busy just doing Black Crown Games stuff that I haven't really had much time to check in on what other people are doing, yet alone Mellow Minis. Mellow Minis was very much on pause for a very long time, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, once I get my models, I have to paint. I have to promo them. I have to paint them. So, that's what I didn't do. I didn't set up a command. I need a command for my my mini factory. I'll let people know where they can get them. That's okay. I will just let people know it's on my mini factory, and you can find it under Black Crown Games. That should be nice and Googleable. Although people do like just having a link. Super busy running. Yeah, no, that's totally valid. I think I've been noticing that a lot of Discords have been kind of slowing down. I think it's not just me that's been slowing down in terms of streaming. Hey there, Loki. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Lurk, lurk, lurk. It's all good, bud. And I've actually got my YouTube fixed up because I had to switch my account over for my my email address. By the way, how's the audio levels? Do I need to turn the music down? Do I need to turn it up? Is it like perfect? I'm always worried it's a little too loud because sometimes if it's just a little bit too loud, people will absolutely let me know. And I don't want to bother anyone's ears. You really want to get these golems? Well, that makes me excited, bud. Well, lucky you, I've got the link right there. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Over in your part of the world over there, absolutely. Biggest holiday of the year. Same goes for in Vietnam and a few other places. But yes, happy Lunar New Year. Audio is good. Music could be lower. Perfect. That's what I need to know. A little lower. There we go. Bit more chill. But I'm coming through clearly. Perfect. Well, I've just put it down a little pinch. Hopefully that'll fix it. I think one of the issues too is some of the tracks are slightly louder than others. Like that last track is absolutely louder than this one. But yeah, it's the year of the tiger. As to you, yeah. Thank you, thank you. Man, it is a wild experience. So for context, I started doing my Blackground Games stuff in, I want to say 2019, and the Brain Golem was actually one of the first pieces of artwork that we had done, that we had commissioned. It was the Brain Golem and the Tsakandi, which is a lizard folk mind flayer. And the initial concepts, like I remember like the very first concepts, and they were not this. They were not like quite as big and hulking and stuff. It was kind of wobbly and stuff, and I was like, no, like this has got to be like a big ol' like Hulk. Like don't worry or focus on like human sized proportions or anything like that. Like we wanna like big legs, like feet that are massive. Make it a little like hunchback. Like this thing should be horror, right? And the immediate next line art I was given was this, and I was like, oh yes, this is perfect. I could not have expected or hoped for better. like beyond my expectations. So that was thrilling. Low enough that you notice it, but not invasive. Perfect. 10% up won't hurt, but there's no trouble leaving it. I would summarize it as much as imagine this thing if it was brain and not rock. Brain and not rock? I don't know if I understand what you mean. Like, is that like a Dwayne Johnson joke? Like, if the Dwayne Johnson was all brain and not muscle? Except, like, it was physically his muscle was replaced with brains? Oh, Fantastic Four, the Thing. Yeah. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, because one of the things I've kind of been using for, like, instinctively is I've been saying it's clobbering time. It's really funny that you mentioned that. Yeah, no, in terms of like the proportions and stuff, it's actually it was because I went to art school that I had initially used the Hulk for like the proportions example. The Thing is very much similar, but like if you look at most of the art of the Hulk, his feet are as tall as his head. He's a great example of like breaking proportions to try and convey like an imposing figure. It's really cool. Like his hands are almost the size of like his chest. Like it's wild. Mango Smasher, nice to see you there. Hello. Give Mango Smasher a little shout out here. Yeah, so Mango Smasher. Yeah, no, exactly. The Thing and the Hulk's hands being massive, like, lend to the message that like you don't want his hands to touch you because he will break everything. All right, that's too far away. Let's get a little closer there. Oh, Ganon, you hear me talking to the camera and the mic? Meow. Hi, Ganon. Yeah. You haven't heard me stream in almost a month. It's probably been almost a month since I last streamed. Yeah. Actually, it's probably been over a month. Yeah, Ganon. Do you think I'm talking to you? So cute. One tiny timber at a time. Exactly. There's some really good Hulk comics out there. I think a lot of people presume the Hulk's comics are all just about like mindless violence and breaking things, but like the Hulk stories are so good a lot of the time. Hi, Ganon. Yeah. Like, I think Planet Hulk is probably one of my favorite storylines that Marvel has ever done. Hi. It very much borrows from like the plot hooks of Frankenstein, actually. The idea that Hulk is different and very much alone and lonely due to how different he is from every other living thing, right? And he gets ostracized for it. There's a lot of like when Hulk is written well, Hulk is written really well, and it tells a really good and sad story. Kiki, yeah. Did he leave? I think he left. I think after I wasn't petting him, he was like, fine, I'll go be cute somewhere else. Oh, you coming back? Meow, meow. Meow, meow. Oh, hello. I need to get like a cat camera for you, Ganon. You're just so cute. So soft. Yeah. Is that my music that I hear? Yeah, it is. Okay. Sorry. I couldn't tell if the clicking was something that I was hearing in my office versus just in the music. And I was like, if there's a clicking like that coming from a computer, I need to like address it right away. All right. So, yeah, Ganon. Yeah, you want to make sure everyone knows that you're here and that you're being ignored? You're so cute. Only $8 for those? They're in your queue. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to... What was it? I think I listed them for like $5 individually or $8 for both. Like, I wanted to obviously make it so that the best deal is to get more at one time, right? I mean, it's digital. The production cost has already been paid. You know, and I want everyone to have more. So that's the plan. I've got more lined up. I've got 2 more that are in production right now. They're good. I like them. You play any Dungeons and Dragons, Earhawks? Love me some D&D. I know D&D may not be for everyone, but for myself, big fan of just 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Although a lot of the inspiration for the stuff I make actually comes from older editions, like 2nd edition. My brother just told you that there's a giant apartment fire happening in your town, which is very small, so it's very ready to run. Ooh, geez. At least 20 minutes walking away. That reminds me of when there was a pier very close to my building that was on fire. Like, we had to be prepared for abandoning the building, potentially. Stayed up all night because of it. It was very scary stuff. Also created a lot of pollution in the air because the pier was preserved with a bunch of chemicals, right? Which I was not super grateful for. Yup. Yep. Yeah, Yeah, this fire was much closer to our building than like what you've described. Like we were able to look out the window and we could see not just the smoke, but we could see some of the billows of the fire itself. It was very close to our building. But like I said, the fire department was like right there, right? They were actively dealing with it. And luckily, there was a choke point where there was like a bridge that the fire was trying to cross over. And so the fire department just kept hydrating that area, making sure that the fire couldn't cross it. And that prevented the spread of it being able to move any further. And there's somebody that was live streaming it so that people could see, like nearby, without having to go out and inhale the smoke. And I think this was like, yeah, this was the first year of the pandemic that happened too. Yeah, that sucked. They've probably rebuilt over the whole area by now. Alright. So I just want to make sure I got a nice good base coat across everything here. Because I'm going to be dry brushing over everything here. And so right now, this really bright pink stuff, it looks silly. But this is going to be like just for the creases and stuff where the most blood is. And then I'm going to be going over with this Old West Rose, and I'm going to be kind of graying up the uttermost highest peaks of everything. So I just want to make sure that all the areas here got this. And this is my first one. Maybe I'm going to hate it. Who knows? Don't know until I try, right? And I'm finding that because there's all those little folds and creases everywhere, I definitely have to kind of go over everything more than once. Some of these areas I'm pretty sure I've gone over 3 times now. And you know, this is why I don't want to use like a nice looking brush. Like this is why I'm just using this, so I can get just all the areas in here. Yeah, if you use a nice brush for this, you're just gonna kill the bristles. There is a time and a place to use your good brushes. This is not it. I would say base coat it with your dry brush, actually. And if anyone's wanting to know about the texture, this is just Vallejo texture paste. A few years back, I had dinner with the parents, looked out the window and saw a column of smoke and told them the family was like, that's a chimney. So I went out of the first door, went out the first floor and looked at top again. His neighbor houses were up in flames. Oh geez. They called 911. They had luckily already been informed. The family had gotten out and no one was hurt. Their houses. Yikes. Well, I'm glad to hear that the houses were insured and they were able to build a nice place. Yeah, if you don't have insurance for something like that, oh man, that would be devastating. Yeah. Yeah. That would do it. Oh my god, it's so magenta. It looks like it's made out of bubblegum right now. That's okay. I'm almost done this coat. And before I go and do this on the other brain golem, I'm going to just do a layer of dry brushing on it to just verify that this is the base pink that I want to use. And actually, for those who partake in the Speed Paint Guild, we are looking into sponsoring an episode, or not episode, a speed paint, maybe in April. Nothing's been verified yet. But that's something that we're looking into. Just need to arrange to make sure that the models are accessible by everyone. So we're going to take a look to find out if Grimforge wants to print the models. So that way members can just be like, hey Grim, I would like a blank. Bubblegum Golem, The Vengeance of School Janitors. Oh, that would be a really fun, like, Fart Quest book. I don't know if people know what Fart Quest is. The begrudged janitor had collected the bubblegum underneath all the school desks for years, collecting it to make a monstrosity. Oh, that'd be really fun. I have not played Fart Quest myself, but I like the idea behind it. Hi, Zelda. I hear you. I hear you scratching and shaking your head. Are you opposed to a bubblegum golem, Zelda? Soviet Russia, bubblegum choose you. Oh, that's really funny. Oh, man. That's really funny. Yeah, it totally looks like bubblegum right now. Alright, so I'm gonna have to let the paint just set a little bit before dry brushing, otherwise I feel like my dry brush will probably rub off rather than leave paint behind. Come on, you. I think if I was using a thicker paint, I might have a bit of an easier time with this base coat. But I mean, pink is a pretty light color, so basing it, I don't know. I mean, I've never had problems basing pink before. I don't know why I'd be having problems basing pink today. Alright. Is that... No, I need a little bit in there. Do a little bit in there. I also wanted to make sure that I primed in a not black, so I tried to go with like a bit of a gray. Yeah, I'm seeing all these little areas. This might be the longest base coat I've ever done. For something that's like monochromatic like this. Okay, what is that? Is that okay? Yeah, Zelda's immediately below me. If I roll over, I crush my cat. Great. Thanks, Zelda. She has a tendency of trying to go where she feels the safest. Pink over black is a nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, over white it's not so bad. You've missed this? Yeah, I feel bad that I like had to take so long off stream, but like with all the work that I was doing, it just wasn't possible to keep the momentum that I was doing with like my Black Crown Games work. And you know, and that's still very much the case. But like, I've got my own minis here. Like, this is a great opportunity to show people them. Be like, hey, you know, this is fun. Is this a form of advertising? Yes, yes, it is. But you know, I'm proud of the work, and I think other people will probably enjoy it too. So yeah. What better way to show the minis than to paint them? I'm seeing that the resin print is just cracking in a couple of areas. I'm not too worried about it though. It's not chilling out. Okay, I said I wasn't going to paint this guy the same color yet, but again, like, I want to make sure that I let the pink dry a little bit more. So let's just start out with this guy. I'm just gonna paint this hand and just rub this pink everywhere. I would ask, what have you been painting, Loki? But I have a good idea of what you've been painting. I have been seeing it pretty regularly. Your 10mm stuff, man, is looking really good. Alright, so got that off there. You have. It counts as a lot, even if they're really small. This is small. Those far away. Oh God, I gotta watch that show. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab a beverage to parch my mouth. Hi, Zelda. You gonna chase me? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I wanted to make sure you got to have some anyways. How did you like it? Good? Good. That's good. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just because it's small doesn't mean it doesn't take a lot of time, right? Okay, so the construction sounds like it is slowed down. I'm going to open up that window to get that air in here because it is very sunny in here and it's very warm. Alright. So I have since learned tricks are not for kids and are in fact for mini painters who want to dry brush properly. So I have recently learned that if you want to dry brush good, do not do this. Instead, you got like a little piece of wood, or like I do, a little IKEA shelf on the side covered in paint now. You don't want the paint to actually dry out. And we're just gonna go over this here. I'm just gonna lightly dust this whole thing. Is anyone else a big fan of English humor? It's so dry, and it very much takes an appreciation of very dry, crass, blunt comedy. But, like, you know, I personally love it. I find North American comedy shows don't quite do it for me all the time. And I think part of it is the punchline in North American comedy. It's usually just a sex joke. Or a sexist joke. Whereas, with British humor, it's usually there's a character who's not very smart. And their not smartness is the punchline. Which, you know, is a little cruel. Or the joke is about death. It's very bleak humor, but I find it so funny. Warlock's Quill, brain smash! Yeah, how's it going? It's so lovely to see you. Yeah, we're just painting up our first little brain golem friend. And just lightly going over with a dry brush, making him not bubblegum, and slowly making the transformation to being brains instead. How long? You're impressed with how long it takes considering their size, roughly the same time as a standard size mini, but then again, one stand is also 10 models. Yeah, there's so much detail in that small amount of space, right? I was in the middle of the last episode of Supernatural when I saw you had gone live. Okay, you're gonna go back to Supernatural? Awesome. Enjoy. Warlock's Quill, how you doing? Lovely to see ya, lovely to see ya. It's been over a month since I've streamed, I think. I think the last time I was streaming may have been in January. you're good. Went on a treasure hunt this morning. You found a cool chest. Might make it one of the one box shop for cons. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, for Bowl of Chips' merch. Ooh, I like that. Where did Bowl of Chips get his shirts printed? His shirt is so, like, the material is so thick and sturdy. It's very warm. Like, when it's a hot day, I usually have to switch the shirt. Just because it's so warm and, like, the material's so, like, not stick. It's so stick. It's so thick and sturdy. I can tell it's a shirt that will last probably forever. Which is great for a mosh pit. Alright, so I'm going to go over to Independent Printer. Oh, the shirt is solid quality. I don't think I had ever mentioned that before, so when you mentioned Bowl of Chips' merch, I was like, oh yeah, good shirt. I think I need to grab the smaller brush now because I'm running into this brush not being able to hit all of the areas. But it's looking a little bit more brainy. Well, maybe not so much on the camera. The camera is showing mostly just the magenta. Yeah. Kylo Ren sitting at a restaurant. Good shirt. Alright, so I'm just gonna wash this off before I put it down, because it will not like... I mean, this means I'm not gonna be able to use this brush for a while, but it is what it is. Get to smell the lemons, the lemon soap. I love it. All right, are you like gonna be too abrasive? Oh, look at that dust. All right, we're gonna go here. We're just gonna grab that. All right, I'm gonna go into some of these areas that the other brush can't quite reach. Need more paint. Is that a meme? Kylo Ren sitting in a restaurant? My meme game, not so good. I think some of these little brain folds I'll probably even have to end up individually brushing, which I really don't want to have to be the case, but these big bulky dry brushes Sometimes unavoidable. It's Adam... Do you mean Adam Driver? Sitting at a booth? Eating soup, and he gives the chef kiss and says, "Good soup." You know what? It doesn't have to be good. The internet will take and use anything. I was like, who's Adam Ryder? Although a joke could be said that's the name John Oliver gives himself. I hope everyone knows what I'm referring to when I say that. God, that was so many good jokes. God, I love John Oliver and his writing team. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, just go Google John Oliver thirsts Adam Driver. You will not be disappointed by last week tonight. All right, so this is looking good to me for this coat. It's getting there. And I think this... Oh, you haven't seen it before. Oh, you're in for a treat. You emotionally unavailable water tower. Oh, the lines go on and on and on. Crush my throat, you large tree man. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you think my wife doesn't know? That's part of it. Oh my god. It's so good. All right. Let's hope this works. Half of me suspects this might persist too much because of how strong of a color it is. But like I said, I'm going to be going over this with this very light, creamy, appropriately named Brain Pink. See? Brains. Brains pink. Thank you, Reaper. And we're just going to go over this. Just lightly brush across it. Now, part of me suspects this is too bright, and I may have to mix it in with the previous color that I used, which, you know, sometimes you gotta do. Have an intermediary color. Yeah. Not in love with how that looks by itself. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this, gonna mix it in with the previous color. There we go. Bringing it back in. I'm going to do some washes over this. Maybe like a pinky wash if I need to. Okay, yeah, so Brain Pink by itself, way too strong. But Brain Pink mixed with Old West Rose works out really well. And this is my first time painting these. I picked out the colors and I was like, I'm pretty sure these are going to work really well. But you know, isn't it better to see me mess up than have you mess up on it if you guys decide to paint these? All right. Got that. Nope. Is it working? No. So I gotta go like this. I'd say probably like a half and a half on that. Oh, what did I just say? Don't use paper towel. There we go. Gonna have to go in on some of those with a detail brush. Heck and heck, not what I wanted to do, but that's okay. These are all learning experiences for me. Is it brainy? Sort of. I tried to go with like a realistic approach, and I think it's too bright. So I think what I would probably do, and I'm going to try on the second one here, is instead of going with such a strong base, I think what I might do is I'm gonna mix these two colors, make that the base, go over to that with this guy, and because the contrast is like very jarring on him, right? Like, now I can also go over with washes. I think a brown wash will probably potentially look really good. I do have a velvety one somewhere. I wonder how this would look with a contrast paint on it, actually. Because I do have this. If I contrast and then I dry brush over it, how's that going to look? We find out by doing, right? So this is very gray. It may not look amazing. That's not too bad. You know what? Let's give this a shot. Let's try a contrast. This would be the perfect texture of a model for a contrast paint. Let's give it a shot. And it has a much bloodier look to it. Which might add to the horror that I want it to have. And I'm wondering if I dilute the contrast and put it over that, will that also look better? I didn't intend on painting this in two different styles, but I kind of like that I have the opportunity to here. I wonder actually if I do it over the pink. Oh my god, look at that. That looks real horrifying. I love that. Oh my god. Alright. Let's do another control test here. If I go over this guy with it. Okay. Ooh. Alright. I've got a bottle of that thinner stuff. If I thin the contrast medium down, and I go over this whole model, say half and half. Just in time for golem booty, apparently. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. So I'm experimenting. So I tried doing a dry brush, and I think this is too harmless looking. So I wanted to see what happens if I go over it with a contrast, and I'm seeing it's giving it a much more visceral look. So I'm just going over with a thinned down, what do you call it, volupus pink. Mix it up with some contrast medium so we can preserve some of the baseline colors here. And oh man, does it immediately look more menacing and like body horror-esque. Which, I mean, come on, you guys know how I like to paint my minis. How you doing, Wolf Parable? Gotta brush that butt. BTB. A purple contrast. Purple could look good. And that was 4 drops of that. With this here, I was experimenting with just applying the contrast over a gray. Wanting to see how that looks. 1, 2, 3, 4. I also don't have a purple contrast, so... I'm a little limited on that option, but if you got someone with a 3D printer, you could try it out. Life is suffering. You got a job. Work today and your work again tomorrow. May see a day off next Saturday or Sunday. I'm glad to hear you got some work, bud. I know that was a point of frustration for you, so I'm glad to hear that things have changed a little bit. Hopefully the job is enjoyable. That's an important part. Before I start just congratulating. Because, I mean, if the job sucks, then that's unfortunate, and I'm glad to hear that it gets you out of a point of frustration, but that puts you into another one. Because contrast has a slightly satin finish, I'm kind of liking the effect it has on this because it makes it look really slimy and like fresh goopy brain. I might give this a satin finish. I give contrast a hard time because I mostly just because the marketing oversold it for what it is, but it does some really good stuff. Like if you use it in different ways and not necessarily how it's marketed to be like an all-in-one, because as you can see here, I dry brushed this whole thing, and this did improve it. The contrast improved the work I already laid down by furthering the contrast and also deepening the colors to make them more fleshy and visceral. Oh my god, this is so nasty looking. I love this. I'm like, part of me is reeling from it because I'm like, oh god, it's so gross looking. I love it. Oh my god, it's so nasty looking. This is no longer looking like it's made of bubble gum. Bubble gum is gone now. Oh, Jesus. The people are really nice, and it's a little hard on you so far. Oh, okay, okay. Is it like the work, or is it like working in a place that's not toxic? Because I say this because I know from firsthand experience, having mostly worked in toxic workplaces and then suddenly shifting over to a place where like everyone was cool. My brain didn't really know how to handle it, and I once apologized to someone saying that I was doing good work. So, you know, a little bit of workplace trauma that I had to get past, that I realized. Yo, J-Dog! I'm painting my minis. These are mine. I made them. They're from my my Mind Flayer supplement. Is it horrifying? Do you love it? Good work today. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was exactly like that. No. Yeah, you are. Yeah, I am. Yeah. It's very exciting. I'm very glad about it. Yeah, how's your stream, J-Dog? I know that you were just streaming. J-Dog does video game streams. Mostly on Xbox. What is the new console called? The naming conventions for Xbox is so confusing for me. It's like Series X? Is that the 5th gen? I don't know. Love the live streams. Yeah, you stream a lot. It's cool. I sometimes lurk in them, but a lot of the time I'm usually working, unfortunately, so I can't really focus too much on streams while I'm doing that. Oh my god, this is so nasty looking. I love it so much. Okay, I now know how I want to do these. Yeah. J-Dog actually helped me with my Mind Flayer supplement, specifically with ideas for how to do a Brain Golem adventure. It's actually who got me. He's the cool uncle who got me into Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my god, this is so horrifying. Give me 1 second. You don't stream enough. I don't. Just call it Xbox. I know I don't stream enough. Here, give me 1 second. I have to go gross out my partner.
I heard that, and no. No, you don't. Ew. It's like a chewed gum. Or an eraser. It looks ugly with an eraser.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross.
Isn't it horrifying? I love it.
No. Chew it up and spit it out and throw it in the garbage.
I got the seal of approval, so I'm going to let that dry. And now I'm going to move over to going back to this, because this worked. So we started off with these 3 colors, which the sun is totally desaturating right now, but that's okay. So we got our MSP Pale Violet Red, a Old West Rose, and a Brains Pink. How long are you on for? I'm gonna be in and out. I'm gonna be on for a while. I'm going to be on at least until I finish the brain golems, probably. I don't really have anything else planned today, and I'm promoting my minis here by painting them with you guys. The company, as you can see here, is Black Crown Games. I'm a sellout, corporate sellout. Yeah, no, it's gonna be streaming for a while. I just really want to paint these brain golems so badly. When I got them in the mail, because I don't have access to my printer right now, I had to spend all of my effort to not paint them right away. I was thrilled. I was so excited. Especially since, like, it's a pretty easy paint job. Like, it's not high demanding in detail. Like, the only detail work is, like, the eyes and teeth. And, I'm going to be doing some touch-ups here and there, and I might, like, polish them outside of stream. Because sometimes for that, like, I don't really know what I want to do, and I don't really want to go over it in stream. But yeah, I'm gonna be on for a good while. I would say I'm gonna be on until, at the very least, I'm gonna be on until 3 p.m. The very least. Oh man, that is such a nasty color. I love this so much. Oh, it's so bloody looking. So, I know that is not what brains will typically look like. I know this because I was looking at, like, some anatomy or autopsy photos before. And I was trying to get, like, the colors right and stuff. But I also like exaggerated body horror. Like, I love body horror. Body horror is just my favorite genre of horror. And given what Mind Flayers are and the things that they do, I think a non-realistic, like, fantasy kind of, like, this comes walking out to come and get you, I think this works out a lot better. Sound clip trending on TikTok and Instagram right now that reminds me of every time just a girl shouting, "This is disgusting! Give it to me now!" That's amazing. I love that. I'm going to have to ask you to PM me that. That relates to me so much. Like, just as I was painting it, I'm like, oh, it's so gross. Oh, I love it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, if anyone is interested, the gentleman who printed this off for me did want to offer and extend a 10% discount to anyone who wants to use the shop. So I can give you guys a 10% coupon code, or I can drop it off in the Discord server. I know personally I will be shopping from him again if in situations that I do not have access to my printer. It's located out on Vancouver Island, which I know for most of the people who watch my streams might not be the closest and most ideal location for shipping. 10% off is nice. I like 10% off. But what is everybody up to? Anyone got any fun tabletop RPG stories? Or, ooh, construction saws. Can you guys hear the band saws? And the trucks? You know, I'm just going to presume everyone can. Oh my god, you guys are so loud. There we go. Yeah, let's put him in focus there, in the background. Oh, geez. Okay. Just had a Russian bot post inappropriate links on the YouTube channel. Aw, yeah. Ugh. Can I... No, I can't block it from Streamlabs. Okay, that's great. I've been getting your Muggle friends to watch Vox Machina. Ooh, yes. I had a friend who was hesitant, and me and my two other D&D friends got her convinced to go and watch it. She got her sister's Amazon Video account, and she's like, oh my god, that show is so good. And I was like, yeah. And you weren't interested before. we were very not modest about it. We're like, yeah, we told you so. It's great. It's so good. Yeah. It's really good. I also realized that the Mind Flayers story is not in it as well, which made me a little sad. Because I think that the Mind Flayers story is one of the ones that takes place before they go into Whitestone. Yeah. Well, they didn't really start right after that either, because they fought the big blue dragon, and fighting him wasn't that before the Mind Flayers? It's hard for me to remember because I'm trying to recall from something that I watched years ago. Man, I went on the Kickstarter and I was like taking a look at some of the comments. Oh, the community is angry that it's on Amazon Prime Video. Although I'm not too surprised because, like, Critters, like, switch between being mad at Critical Role and worshiping it very fast. It's a very concerning stability. Yeah, they're upset because the people who backed it and like funded it were then basically told, "Hey, go sign up for an Amazon Prime account to watch it," rather than being like given access to watching it directly, or like a link or something like that. Yeah, so they're being told like, "Hey, thank you for funding it. Thank you for your money. You're gonna have to go like sign up for Amazon Prime, even if it's just a trial, just to watch it." And people were like, "We wanted to support you, not Amazon," because some people really, really dislike Amazon. I personally am pretty indifferent on Amazon itself. I think that a lot of the stuff that happens in the States, like with the workforce, is an issue, but I also think a lot of that it has to do with like the US's labor laws as well, not just Amazon. Like Amazon's doing it because they're allowed to do it. Because the labor laws aren't very strict in the United States. Damn. Yeah. Come on, people. Yeah. Fiddlewort, how you doing, buddy? So I painted up the first one, Fiddlewort. And the colors are a little off on the camera, but I am so in love with this. This is horrifying looking. I get the Amazon hate, but if Legend of Vox Machina had gone on Netflix, they would have had to pay too. Exactly. I think that, I don't know. Again, I like Critical Role. I don't really have any dislike for them at all. I think that the internet really likes to hate on them. And while I think it's a silly thing to say, I do think there's a lot of truth in the phrase that when you become successful, people will dislike you. Because now they're a corporation. They're not just a small ragtag group of friends, and so they get more attention, and people get mad at them for missteps that probably would have been overlooked before. I don't know. Literally looks positively horrifying indeed. Yeah, I love it. Honestly, legitimately, all of the hate on Critical Role a lot of the time is why I stay off Twitter. Because there's so much negativity towards it, and I'm just like, you know what? I just need to turn a blind eye to all of this. I can't right now. I'm sure everyone has a lot of valid points. I just don't have the emotional energy to invest into it. Yeah, it is an angry yellow box. It really is. But like, I like going on there because like my friend Mia Mercury hangs out on there, and that's like her and Fiddlewort's like probably most used social medias. I don't know what else Fiddlewort uses for social media. As is, Fiddlewort's already not on Twitter very often. Once the golem gets gooey, it's gonna look yummy. Gonna lurk, gotta do finance stuff? You do that, buddy. Yeah, no. Gooey, yeah. Yeah, I should get some good goo on there. I've got like my water effects. I could do goo on it. I was thinking of maybe even like doing little blood drops. Like, because I think this guy needs like little drops of blood like pooling below him, like near his feet. What do you think? What color should the eyes be? What is the most contrasting color to, like, red? Because that's what it's going to have to be. It's going to have to be contrasting to red, right? Green? Yeah, I could do, like, bright green. Because this is... I would probably call this a warm color. And so I would need like a cold green. I think I've got like a good one for it. Yeah. I'm gonna finish applying this base coat, and I think I've got just the color to use. Angry yell box. I wish it wasn't so accurate. Because there's so much other cool stuff on Twitter. I want to look at the cool stuff. I don't want to look at like blah, 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 blah. Oh God. Can't I just have the nice things? Okay. This is the color I'm talking about. Livery green. Gosh, it is way too warm in this office. Like that. Get a little bit of this on here and just fix the overlap I did. What did I do for the art for the Brain Golem PDF? Let's see here. If I go Brain Golem, Masters of the Mind. Is it like a yellow? I don't know, just like a bright pinky white. I can do that on the other one. It's like this mixed with a bit of white. Compare them together. Oh my gosh. And purple. You call that purple? That's like a pink. You got it right here. What do you call that? Purple? Like more like a magenta? In the brain, not the eye. Oh yeah, there's purples all around there. Glowy magenta? Yeah. Could try that. Be like a tiny bit of like magenta and then a fair bit of white. This one here. Glow in the dark pink. I think I might like that a little bit better. We'll see. I'll finish this one up and I'll figure out which eyes I like better. And it's kind of the nice thing about having two. So I can just swap them out on the fly. I get to figure out what I like. I'm wondering what kind of ink I'm going to use for creating shadows on that. I don't think I want to use like a brown ink. I might use something like, don't know. I do have a violet ink that I could probably use as the shadows. Actually, that would probably work best. Does it look more natural? Mix it in with like a little bit of brown and black, and then water it down and build up the shadows and layers. Oh man, it's gonna look so awful before I go and put the contrast on him. Ah, jeez. Now that I've done this, doing this, I hate it. I'm glad I was able to find a way to make it work. Alright. I think I can probably... No, I still gotta fix up that area a bit. I'm back. So how did you make the minis? 3D printer. So these ones were 3D printed. I don't have access to my 3D printer at this moment. So I had someone else print them off for me because I was impatient and I wanted them right away. So yeah. So they are indeed 3D printed. Sweet indeed. I don't know if you saw earlier, but this eventually turns into this, which is, I think, much more gnarly looking. How much does it cost the print in materials? The material cost for printing both of these, given off of what I know with my own printer, probably costs a ballpark of like maybe like $5 at most for both of them. But you know, there's also like the labor and the time it takes. So like to have these another person print them off for you might cost like $20 for the two of them. Maybe a bit more. It really depends on what they, you know, value as their time, because they have to put in a lot of work. They have to print it, they have to remove the supports, they have to wash it, they have to accommodate for any failed prints. If you have your own printer, then you do all those steps yourself, right? And it doesn't cost as much. 3D printers are awesome. I love 3D printers. You can do so much with them. A lot of minis cost a lot looking at Warhammer. Yeah. If you do have a 3D printer and you print your own minis, it costs half as much. Warhammer is... Oof. I've got some negative opinions of Games Workshop. I will be upfront and forthcoming about that. A lot of cost inflation every year. They got cool products. They got good products. They got cool designs. They got cool lore. They've got a good community. But the corporate, not a fan of them. No, you actually don't. The printer runs on its own. All you have to do is you have to slice the files, which is to say, like, basically prep them. That might take you like 5 minutes on an OK computer. You plug it into a USB and you plug the USB into the printer. Or the flash drive. You don't even need to have the computer connected to the computer to print. It's very open and available to anybody and everybody. Yeah, if these were Warhammer models for the two of them, you'd probably be looking at like $50. Which is, you know, a significant difference than if you were to print them off yourself. Compared to like the $5 I was mentioning earlier, right? It is, yeah. It's pretty straightforward. The learning curve isn't too intense. There are things you have to take in precaution of, because resin fumes are not healthy for you. They are not great, and they will make formaldehyde gas. So, you know, you have to make sure that you're doing it in a well-ventilated area. Yeah, $50 is what I would expect people would probably charge online for them. If this was like Warhammer and this was like a plastic kit or stuff like that. But I don't know. I would have to take a look at what I paid for it. I didn't pay very much. I paid like $40 for these two and these two. Like, I paid very little. And if anyone wants to license the models so that they can print them and sell them, you let me know. I do have a Patreon where that is an available tier, although I haven't been advertising the Patreon yet because I want to get a little bit more models ready first. Oh, formaldehyde is awesome. Oh, or not awesome. It's awful. Pee smell. I think you're thinking of urea or ammonia. But also bad, you know. It's chemicals, right? You gotta give them the respect that they require when you're working with them. Right, Gannon? Yeah. Formaldehyde is awesome. Famous last words. Okay. I need to open up this window again. Get air. I like air. Bad. Yay, Ganon. Yeah. Ganon and Zelda are here. Demanding food and munchies. So since I know that I'm going to be going over this with the contrast, I'm going to go a little higher on the highlights, and I'm going to try using this one and see what the results are. Yeah. No way of finding out other than testing. Love kitties. Yes. Kitties are good. And Zelda's doing a lot better with her allergies. Speaking of which, I need to give her her allergy medications. So I'm going to finish up this dry brushing, and then I'm going to give that to her. The whole thing worth it? Is the whole thing worth what? Construction. Why? Why construction? Why? Oh gosh, the meds and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, she is doing better, and she was able to take her fast track treatment for her allergies. So now we're just giving her a medication that is going to make it so that she does not have allergic reactions. It's going to be a while before we start seeing results out of it, but even if that doesn't work out, like the medications, the baths and stuff, they make her a lot more comfortable with the meds, and she's basically acting and behaving like she normally did before, which is just amazing. Yeah, that cat was very sick due to her allergies. Trains in the background. Let us serenade you the song of our people. Whoa. Oh, yeah, I hate it. So noisy. You will be assimilated. This is great. Happy to your quality. Yeah, her quality of life has had a drastic increase, which is the best part about all of this, right? Whoa. Oh, God. Yeah, I live next to a train track. I live next to a construction site. I got to hear a train throw on its emergency brakes earlier. Couldn't tell you why. Let me tell you, emergency brakes on trains, not fast. Very loud. Not fast. Like, it makes me wonder what the point of the emergency brakes are for anything besides two trains colliding. Because, like, by the time that they're throwing on the emergency brakes, like, they will hit whatever it is that they threw the brakes on for. I'm pretty sure the emergency brakes are just to minimize the impact. And if it was something squishy and fleshy, that thing is destroyed. Like, trains are... Nothing survives train. Nothing that you have at your availability will survive a train. So jungly, so loud, so wild. Yeah, alright, so I think that covers this color. Auntie K says hi. Hello. Lack Magantic. I am sure is nothing ideal. I have seen enough videos of wildlife versus train. I'm anticipating, if they're using the word tragedy, it was not wildlife. Oof. Oh yeah, I have no doubt that the emergency brakes work. Sorry, I made it sound like they're probably worthless. I'm not saying that they're worthless. It's just that, like, how I should phrase it. A train will still travel up to like half a kilometer even when the emergency brakes have been pulled. Wow. Oh, train. Always train. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to go give Zelda her medications. Hi. Hi. Yeah, I won't. Well, no one's getting fed yet. It's still too early. No, it's only 2:24. You're not getting fed. I'm gonna go give Zelda medicine. You don't deserve food yet. too early. Mind Flayer would not win versus Train. Train beats all. Train versus Tarask, it's Train. Train wins. Alright. Be right back. Yeah. Headsets are dying, so I will need to take a break in a little bit. Tarask would destroy Train. Nah. Train wins all. I have yet to see a Train die. If a party of 5 adventurers can take out a Tarask, but they... Yeah! Yeah! No breaks. Good point. Train can't die. Not even close. I had to bring up adventuring parties. I had to. Alright, let's see here. I'm probably still going to end up using a mixture. How many HP do a Train have? You know, that's a great question. How much HP does a Train have? No, the engine would have at least 200 HP. Because it's metal. I say this because a hull on a ship in 5th edition has about 100 HP. And that's wood. A train golem. Train golem would be great. Or a were train, where they transform into a train at night. Train golem versus Tarrasque. Tarrasque wins. You're gonna say the Tarrasque wins against everything, though. All right. The Book of Transport Monster. Ancient Dragon versus Train? Train. No, the Ancient Dragon can fly. Probably the Ancient Dragon. Or a tie. If boat can fly, train can fly. Who said train can't fly? Oh, because the nautiloids are flying boats. Yep, that's valid. Trains do not fly. I'm gonna visit home and I'm gonna get a talking to about this train nonsense. What if it just comes down to the initiative order? Because a player maybe can do like 100 damage to a train. Train's probably got like what, 500,000 damage, but like, how many D12s do you think getting hit by a train is? I argue it's probably much more than a dragon's 2d6 claw. Which I think is the stupidest thing, that it doesn't get more dice as it gets larger. If I have any grief about 5th edition, it's the dragon templates. Oh my gosh, I hate them so much. Dragons don't do nearly enough damage in 5e. Because, like, what is it? I think, like, an owlbear does almost as much claw damage as, like, an adult dragon, which is just stupid. Ancient dragon should be dealing 4d6 claw damage. Stupid trains. At least 2d12. At least 2d12? Think about this. A train is on a track, can't move. Unless it's on track. So dragons and Tarrasque destroy train tracks. Train dies. But what if it's a wild train? A wild train. An untrained train. Yeah, and one of those wild trains from the northern fields. Not one of those hollowed out husks turned into vehicles. Oh god. I'm having too much fun. Yeah, those wild trains, they just roam the fields and just mow people down. All right. Baloth. Which one's a Baloth again? I'm having troubles remembering what a Baloth is. That's a type of demon, isn't it? Yeah, I think Baloth is, or oh, demon, like, God, what? Or am I thinking Balor? Or are you talking about the magic? Oh, yeah. I think you mean Balor, because Baloth is the Magic the Gathering beasts. Like Titanic Baloth, or whatever it was. Right? Yeah, Balor. Yeah. Oh, Balors are tough. And when they die, they explode. So I say train. If it's a flying train. I'm gonna get an earful. Worth it. Balor teleports and a million demons melts train to nothing. No, wait. Train has resistance to fire damage. Oh my god, I'm having too much fun with this. Train's wimpy, Balor strong. I'm texting you after stream, you're getting an earful. I don't know. I think getting hit by a train, just as its regular charge attack, or its ram attack, is going to be at least as much damage as a fireball. That's my logic. None of this 2d12 nonsense. It's going to be like 10d12, like, bludgeoning damage. Yeah, it's got to take into account like the velocity, the mass. It's on tracks. Tracks. I mean, yeah, but what if it wasn't? I can't even talk. Oh my god. So if demons teleport inside the train, that's valid. Yes. But how are they going to teleport inside? First, the Balor's got to, like, mount the train. Then he's got to summon his friends. Right? But yeah, that would totally work. Stupidest monster ever. No way. Okay, I'm gonna make a super cool train monster And it's going to be real popular, and I'm just going to do it just to show you. Oh, God. Although there probably should be like a vehicle stat block for a train, if there isn't already. Because, like, trains are like a steampunk staple. Yeah, it would be good for like train heists. The train golem. I don't think they teleport in 5th edition. I think that they can summon lesser demons, but I don't think they can teleport in 5th edition. They might have like plane shift. And I suppose the argument could be made they plane shift into the train. Yeah, no, I legitimately think like a train stat block would actually be really cool. And maybe do like a demon slayer, like demon train. Because that was a really cool concept. It's like a possessed train that, like, when they were inside of it, like the walls would move and like parts within the train would try to attack them, and like when they got into the engine, like it was like all covered in flesh, and oh, it was real gross. It was awesome. It would be like a great D&D adventure. What spell is dig? I don't really play wizards in 5e. But that I feel like dig is probably like an older edition spell. Lamest monster ever. You keep saying that, but it would be fun. It'd be so fun. I'll show you. Lamest monster ever is a warehouse. Where you're cursed with lycanthropy of house. You turn into a house. I mean, in fairness, you're assuming that all of them would work. Like, what if the train has magic resistance? Or has a seal in it so that you can't teleport inside of it? And I mean, if you're inside of it and you dig a hole and throw it into whatever, and you're inside the train, how are you going to survive that? Sounds like you're going to die with the train. Right? Levitate tracks. Just dies. You're so funny. Let's see here. Can't tell, is that a crack in the model? Might be a crack in the resin. That's okay, it's on the bottom, no one will see it. I did have to fill in a couple cracks. It's from the resin warping. It's the nature of resin. Shrinks and expands with heat. You cast dog? I don't think there's a spell called dig. At least not in 5th edition. It sounds like a very 2nd edition spell. And like, what level is that spell? Like, what spell level is it? Is it like a 3rd level spell? Is it a 5th level spell? It is 2nd edition. Yeah, look at you bringing your 2nd edition into my 5th edition discussion. Oh man, I haven't played 2nd edition in a long time. Oh, haven't played 3rd edition even longer. I hated 3rd edition. God, I hated that edition so much. It's just too much stuff. Way too much to keep track of. Second is good. I like 2nd. I do prefer 5th just because it's easier to keep track of. And I think 2nd edition suffers from some poor writing, but I do like 2nd edition and how the gameplay plays. Which is why I want to really try out Castles and Crusades, which is like based off of 2nd edition, but has better writing where like rules isn't hidden in like a paragraph of like flavor text. God, that's the worst part about 2nd edition. Like, here's this huge paragraph and it's talking about like just whatever, and then in the middle of it there's like a 5-word sentence and it's like a rule. Like, why would anyone do that? I fought a Sionis in the arena as a wizard. He concentrating on something, so I cast dig and parried him alive. Dungeon Master was choked. Yeah, probably. Utility spells like that can be super powerful. We were me and my partner were playing a D&D game, and she was a air genasi, and we were on a ship, and there was a big bad like Sahuagin Baron or something like that. Like, we were level 1, and she has like, as an air genasi, this once per day ability where she can cast levitate. And so she cast levitate on the Sahuagin, and the ship is still moving, and it's moving fast, right? And the Sahuagin is staying in place, so he just lifts up, he hits the sail, and then we just like sail off without him. The DM could not have prepared for that. He's like, well, he failed to save, and yeah, he's gone. And he's just like, I wasn't even going to have him fight you guys, but you took care of him. And we're like, so we get the experience points, right? Pretty awesome. Yeah, it's fun getting things to work out like that. It gives the good memories. Yeah. Alright. Cool. So now I got 2 gross looking nasty brain golems. This guy's got his thing going on. Let's go in here and we'll get a little bit more of that going. And do a little bit of that here too. There we go. Just to kill your train. I will let you know when there is a train stat block. I'm not going to say if, because I do like the idea of a train. I will do it. But it's not going to be in 2nd edition or 3rd edition. It'll be 5th. Because that is the edition I can sell content for. All right. I'll figure it out in 5e. You'll figure out your dig. Yeah, Ganon. Yeah, Ganon. How build a train killing character. I have no doubt that you will. Let's see here. I need to fill up these mouths in a way that I don't have just a bunch of gray inside of there. That's what I get for not priming in black. That's fine. It's okay that it's not in black. I don't want to do that. And right when you have your train killing character, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that the adventure involves you trying to rescue someone off of a train. You gotta run? Alright, you have a good one. Ooh. Chest cracks. Alright. So I've got my 2 brain golems here. I'm probably actually going to be cutting things short here myself. I suppose I should probably do their teeth and then call it done. So let's see here. Give them kind of yellowy teeth. I'll just go over the stuff that I usually do for teeth. That person is going to die. The train dies, people die. I'm chaotic evil. Too funny. Yep. All right. We got some teethies. Just put on a little bit of khaki there. Yep. Way too much khaki. I almost feel like I need to lower the exposure. Oh. Hey, welcome back, Fiddlework. I'm just filling in this guy's teeth. I'm amazed with how much detail I was able to get on this print. I need some soothing brain monsters to calm down my finance-induced rage. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That doesn't sound like fun. Oh, my legs. Oh yeah, Ganon? Are you having a hunger-induced rage? Well, after stream, feel free to vent to me about it. I don't mind. It's all good? Okay, that's good. Gonna need to do something to make it so it doesn't quite have that contrast look. Don't know what to do with it quite yet to correct that. Oh my gosh, Ganon, really? Yeah? Are you starving? That's what you'd have the world believe. So are these the menus? So I... It's an interesting way you phrase that question. I could print these on my printer, but I do not have access to my printer at this time. As you all know, I have my printer in my brother-in-law's garage right now. And he just had a baby. I don't really want to go and interrupt and invade, be like, hey, bro, can I use my printer right now? Don't really want to do that. I don't think that'd be very polite of me. Oh my god! Can you... Enough! Cannon! Zelda! Both of you! Oh my god! Cut it out! No! Stop! So yeah, anyways, I had a guy over in Courtney on Vancouver Island print them off for me. Oh, the music stopped. Oh, now it's back. Weird. You guys are fine. Relax. They run in. They're both screaming. Zelda's panicking, and she's scratching herself. And I'm just like, no, just it's okay. Kitties, you gotta have some chill. Cool. They look great. Well, thank you. I love them. I need to find some ways to up the nastiness factor of them. Because as is, they're gross. Like, they are gross. But I feel like I can go even further. One of the things I need to do is I need to create shadows. Because right now the same amount of lighting is, hitting on all angles. So that's the first thing I need to do. And I'm thinking violet ink is going to be my friend. And so then I can create some shadows in post. Oh my god, cats, you're fine. Cannon, you're all right. What time is it? It's 3:10. Yeah, so I'll finish up these toesies, giving them their nails done. And then I'll go and I'll feed the kitties. Oh my gosh, you're all right. Fun fact about the art versus the models. They have one difference. The models have little talons on their feet. And in the art, it's just brain matter for toes. But I kind of liked the talons, so I didn't really speak up. And I was like, cool. I dig it. You interpreted it differently, and I like the result. Oh my god, Ganon, you're fine. You got any painting you've done recently there, Fiddlebert? Diseased brains on the internet. Before I was painting these, I was looking up, what do you call? brain autopsy because I wanted to see some actual photos of some like fresh brains that still had some blood in them. Ganon, you are fine. Be quiet. You're all right. It's like maybe the bright claws. Maybe I should go with dark stony color claws instead. It's all about trial and practice. I can always paint over it. Can't ruin a model with paint. Mango Smasher is back. Welcome back. How are you doing? Give me one sec. I'm just going to go feed my cats. So I'm going to take a quick break here because they are angry. I'm doing well. I've just been painting my Brain Golem minis, which makes me very excited. So these are based off of the art in my Mind Flayer supplement. So for anyone who likes Dungeons and Dragons, I've got these two little friends. But I'm gonna take off the gloves and I'm gonna go feed the kitties, take a little break, maybe have something to bite. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, I know. Hello, hello. Yes, yes, you're so very enthusiastic. Hello, I am feeding you. I am feeding you. Yeah, things are going good. I've also got these other little minis here. Hi, yes. We got this guy here. And this guy here. And these are based off of the Skimlixus. That's also in my Mind Flayer supplement. So these two here are based off of the art in the book. And then these other ones are alternate poses because, you know, if you're running an encounter with more than one, you don't want to just have one guy. And look at that. They even stand up on their own feet. So I'll be right back. I'm back. Die, train, die. Give me one sec. I'm just going to go feed the kitties. So let's put in a little text box here. No, I'm going to go right to this. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna go show the brain golems, and then I will be right back. I have just been informed that the brain golems remind my partner of Grimace, as in McDonald's Grimace. I don't know what's happened to Grimace, but apparently he's horrifying now. Alright. Cats are fed, and it's time to get back into a little bit more painting. I just need to think here. I do need to lighten up some of the areas in contrast to the shadows. But I think what I'll do first is I'll start by creating some deeper shadows. So for that, I'm going to use some violet and some, not that one, not you, sepia ink. Then I have to water them down to dilute them. And for anyone who might be interested in purchasing these, you guys can find the STLs in my Mini Factory shop. All right. So, let's see here. Don't need to use this now. Quite need to use that. Or this. I think this is going to be my tool of choice. So, let's get one of these dedicated for, let's see here. I think I need to this here. Let's use this one here. Yeah, we'll use this here. Get that cat hair out. Alright, you got that. And I'm going to put in a little bit of purple, or violet, I should say. And so, I'm going to go to the undercoat here just gonna give in some shadows where the light isn't reaching him. Put that inside of his fist there. And this should help accentuate the menacing aura it's kind of giving off. Oh, do I have a Zelda behind me? I heard. She's in front of me, you little rascal. You're not supposed to be right there. No, I don't think she's harming anything being there. Alright. I guess that's where she's hanging out now. I'm not going to stop her. I can't stop her. A cat sets out to do something and she does it. Okay. So for those who are hanging out, tell me a bit about how you're planning on spending your weekend. What's your weekend like? Or if you're already halfway through your weekend, how has your weekend been going? It's definitely given him a little bit more of a menace to him. It's also characterizing it a lot more than I necessarily intended, but it's not bad. And I am going to go over certain areas with Sepia as well. But versus this, I do think this has more of a, you know, light and shadow set to it, which is what I want. I just realized this brain golem is like the poster child of nerd rage. Alright. So, for the next one, I'm going to take the sepia here. And this one I don't think I'm going to be watering down nearly as much. Oh, that's another cat here. There we go. I'd say that's probably good enough. So yeah, this here is just to really not blacken, but like really accentuate like the areas that are dark. So that like there's no mistaking, like, yeah, that's, there's no sunlight there to be spoken of. So we don't want to use black for things like that. So that's looking good. And let's start this guy here as well. Okay, so I think that's not terrible for that. Let's see if I can get like a little bit more shading in certain areas here. So along like the joints and stuff. Oh, I don't know when that part happened. That's too bad. Let's see there. I can maybe... Nice part of inks. Just a little bit of water, you can wipe away most mistakes. It's very forgiving. Oh my gosh, all of these YouTube spammers. Why am I getting so much YouTube spam? Wild. Alright, let's see here. So, I'm really liking how that's turning out. And I want to do a highlight, but these aren't the right colors for it. Maybe if I take this and if I put that in there and just mix this in, just put in a drop. What will the result be? It's pretty intense. That's not bad, but I can't tell if it's lighter. Oh, it is. It is lighter. Okay, so if I take that, let's say, I'm just going to go over with the small brush. And you're not too, oh, you are, you're way too dry right now. Okay, what about this? Are you soft? I want like the softest brush I have. Something like this. Okay. So light dusting. Oh, it's already too much. Okay. I missed the undercoating steps. Did you use any inks and washes? Yes. Yes, I did. I did a whole bunch. It looks really ugly if I look from the bottom. But, like, from... Whoop. Jeez. From front facing, it kind of looks nice, right? I don't know if I did necessarily the greatest job. I don't think I would make any claim that I did. But... now I'm just kind of going over with a little bit of a light dry brush. I'm just trying to create some highlights. I don't think I'm doing a great job, but you know, this isn't the place where I do great jobs. Let's see here. Cool. Because I just want like the slightest highlight. Like, I'm not looking for anything crazy or dramatic. Just something to take away from that contrast paint look. There's a look that you can see that like that's entirely drenched in contrast. And if I just like dry brush a bit, it kind of goes away. I'm just trying to get like the top areas here where light's gonna be the brightest. Don't sell yourself short. Yeah, I have a tendency of doing that, particularly with painting. I have too many super talented people on my Instagram. A lot of the time I just copy what I see them doing and I'm like, oh, this worked out really well. You know what I mean? You really like the neck? Yeah, it's so meaty, right? It's, oh. This is a lovely example of some good body horror. I'm a huge fan of this mini, honestly. Like I'm probably biased because I had it made, but like, I'm not gonna make something I don't like. Like, as a business person, I have a flaw in that if I don't believe in it, I'm not gonna do it, even if it'll make me money. So you're not going to see any Black Crown Game NFTs, and if you do, it's stolen. There we go. I'm liking the heck out of that. That's true. I don't believe in NFTs. I think they're stupid. I think that there are some practical applications, but I think, yeah. I wouldn't hate it so much if the servers for like Ethereum were based in places that use like reusable clean energy, like hydro or, you know, air turbines or solar, but no. A lot of countries and locations use some pretty dirty sources of energy. I don't know what else I can do on this guy. I even said earlier in the stream, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to do any of the shadowing or shading or anything, and here I am doing exactly that. I'm like, oh, I think it's going to be pretty easy. Cool. Yeah. Shit. Whoops. Swore. That's okay. I think I'm done. To be frank, though, I think paying for your name to be on a URL, unless it says a certificate of authenticity, I think it's stupid. Like, on an image that is accessible on the internet for everybody, like, legitimately, I think the only practical use of NFTs is certificates of authenticity. Like, hey, I made this thing. And, you know, maybe it's a statue. And how do you know that the person doesn't have a recast copy of it? Because the authentic owner has an NFT. And that's it. Done. That's how you find out. It's like the only application in which I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I guess I could like put a wash on the ground, the base, to give it more. Wow, these look really good. I'm really happy with this. Holy heck. Oh god, I love it. Okay. allowed to like the stuff that I like or that I've made. I have to tell myself it's okay. All right. And I think I should probably put in like some of this wash in here. Right there. Bam. All right. I looked up briefly for photography purposes. It's like, seems like too much effort and complicated and a waste of money and energy. Yeah. It's just, there's more flaws than good in it. It has a lot of problems. And again, I think the concept alone is dumb. And I think there are benefits to it. Like, for example, the fact that if I'm an artist and I upload one and I sell it, and then the person who's bought it sells it, the fact that I get a cut as the artist, I think that's great. I think artists should continue to make money on their work like that. Like that's their work, and the fact that it's sold for like $1 million, they should get a slice of that. I think that's awesome. I don't think this is the way to do it, unless again the purchase and selling of the NFT gives you the authentic art, because that is the certificate of authenticity. And the transaction has to be done over that. Like, that is the only application I can think of that it makes sense, right? But if it's just like for digital stuff, doesn't make sense. I think it's as silly as rich people who decide to purchase stars. Like, you can't own a star. Like, how is that benefiting you? It just, I can get like paying to name a star, and the name of the star is in textbooks and stuff. But like, that's my star? No, that's dumb. I don't know. People do weird things with their money sometimes. Okay. This looks appropriately fleshy and gross. I suppose I should probably put a satin varnish on it. Make it look slimy. I have a satin varnish somewhere I bought recently. Where is it? Grossness, yeah. Mike the Lime, Brain Golem minis are looking great. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a fan. Which adjectives? The adjectives of me saying that my comments on purchases people have been making, or adjectives of gross, fleshy, slimy. I need to like cut that open. How you doing, Mike? Mikey. I think that's like the first time I called you Mike instead of Mikey. Felt weird. Felt wrong. I'm sorry. Won't happen again. Both? Yeah, why not both? I think this is the first time I've had a satin that said danger on it. So I'm wearing gloves. Do not swallow. Keep out of reach of children. That's it. Poisonous. Don't drink the not water. Doing good. Had some friends over and played Mario Party. That sounds lovely. I love friend activities including Mario Party. Mario Party, Super Smash Brothers. They're done now. It's Mellow Minis time. Yay! So yeah, these are my my miniatures that I got to see through to production that people can buy. I'm very excited by them. Sure, you know what? Why not have shiny teeth? Why the heck not? Ooh, Smash Bros. I love Smash Bros. Who's your main? My main is Link. Yeah, I've never really changed my main. I used to main Samus for a little bit, but I'm much better with Link. Like, if I'm there to not just have fun and I want to hopefully obtain victory, I use Link. Where can you get these wonderful minis? Pikachu. I love Pikachu. Pikachu is good too. Down B, yo. So, if you want these minis, you can buy the STLs at myminifactory.com. And then you can print them off. You can take them to somebody who prints minis. And, you can be like, hey, I'd like you to print these for me. And then you too can have Black Crown Games minis. Not Mellow Minis minis, but Black Crown Games. Because that is the name of my game company. Slimy. Your brother-in-law has a 3D printer. Oh, look at that. Yeah, and I've also got these guys. I love these guys. There's so much swagger to this model. So good. I need to base that and prime it. That'll be another stream. But the fact that I could do, I don't know, 2 of these guys in 4 hours, I'm pretty impressed. I think it's just because it's such a simple model that you can do a lot with it in a very short amount of time. Have you had your brother-in-law 3D print things for you before? Is it like a resin printer? I think I remember you once mentioning that you had access to a 3D printer. In April, actually, there's going to be a Speed Paint Guild speed paint, and my minis might get used for them. Things are in the planning stage and nothing is finalized, but that's something very exciting to me, and the chance is looking likely. Just some characters and stuff. Makes sense. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. And so now that that has been done, now the question is, do I give him like little blood splatter? Do I maybe make it look like he's squished somebody's head? Do I have little bits of blood dripping down on him? Or down from him? Has he been leaving brain matter on the rocky floor where he steps? These are the questions I gotta ask. I should probably rim the base. That's how people know that it's done. Otherwise people will be like, why you do that? Or if I say it's finished and I don't have that, they'll be like, I don't see the base rim. So you know how gamers are nitpicky. I say this fully acknowledging myself, and that it is a very true statement of myself. But yeah, with this, you can print off these monsters and use them in your D&D games along with my D&D manual of Mind Flayers. And I got stat blocks and everything. It's a very fun and cool thing for me to be able to say that. It's very satisfying for me. looks like the varnish takes a while to dry. Perfect. Alright, well. With that, yeah, because if I touch that, yeah, I get a little bit on there. Cool. That's going to take a while to dry. Definitely need to get these guys out for the mini collection. Heck yeah! That's very exciting. I appreciate it. With that being said, guys, that is my stream for today. I've got me 2 brain golems. One is green eyes, one is pink eyes. Pink eyes. Yeah. So with that, I'm going to tuck these away so I can clean up my station. Is there anything particularly D&D related for mini painting? Fiddleward, thank you for the stream. Well, thank you for joining, bud. Do we have any D&D related mini painting streams that we can raid? Let's take a look. I know I'm gonna get who's it's password checked. All right. What do I got for following? So there's Wopelius, cat videos, DC Bueller. What are you painting? Pocket painting. What is pocket painting painting? I don't know what Zerathul is. Is that a Warhammer thing? It's a StarCraft thing. It's a big StarCraft. All right. Sure, why not? All right, guys. So we will be raiding Zerathul. Or pocket painting. Just as a reminder, if you want to pick up my STL, you can do so over to that link there. I will have a good rest of the day. I think I'm just going to relax and spend some time with my partner. You guys have a good one, and thank you for coming, and I will talk to you guys later.